The outrageous lies continue to stack up for Representative George Santos. Now, it turns out that according to a recent report, Santos might have just literally made up some of his largest donors. So now more than a dozen contributors listed as having donated significant amounts of money to the campaign of Representative George Santos. Well, it turns out they might not have actually belonged to real people, like actual human beings. Now, Mother Jones looked at the records and could not confirm the existence of these people in campaign documents. Here's some examples. Donors identified as Victoria and Jonathan Ragour, for example, purportedly each contributed the maximum amount allowed, $2,800 for a total of $5,600, for Santos's first bid for a House seat in New York in 2020, which he then lost. Despite a search of databases, they found that no one named Victoria or Jonathan Ragour could be located anywhere in the United States. Additionally, the outlet added that their listed address, 45 New Mexico Street, Jackson Township, New Jersey, does not exist. It is not real. Interesting. Now, it gets better. Santos's 2020 campaign finance reports also list a Stephen Berger. Stephen Berger. At an address of Branch Road in Brawley, California, donating $2,500. Turns out, once again, not real. Now, there is somebody who actually does live on that address, and it's rancher and Republican donor William Brandt. Except that Brandt was like, I've never heard of this guy. Who is George Santos? I don't know him. I've lived here, he said, at this address for 20 years, and neither he or his wife have made any donations to George Santos. Who dat? I don't know who this person is. What? How could I donate money to someone I have no idea? I don't know. I don't know who this guy is. Weird. Brandt also has no idea who Stephen Berger is. I mean, I got an idea. Stephen Berger being a figment of George Santos's imagination. Now, it's better. Separately, the documents also point to another $2,800, $2,800 campaign contribution attributed to a friend of Santos. Okay, well, sure. Except that friend is like, I didn't give him no money. I did not give him $2,800. That's insane. Do I look like I have $2,800? Such questionable donations, according to Mother Jones, account for more than $30,000 of the $338,000 Santos raised from individual donors in 2020. And this is looking at 2020. Look, George Santos, serial liar, lies all the time. Lied about his past, lied about who he is, his entire resume, where he went to school, his marital status, lied about being a drag queen, apparently, but only it's like a weekend thing or a once in a while thing. Lied about just about everything. Okay. And look, he also made up donors. Now, all the other lies were weird and ridiculous and very shady, but not illegal. This, however, this is campaign finance. That's illegal. I mean, the one thing he didn't make up here is the amount of money he received. The money was real. The money exists. And so the question is if the question here is if Steven Berger isn't real, or if the other people that allegedly gave to his campaign are not real, they're not real people. Who are they? Where'd the money come from? Where did the $2,800 come from? Where did the $5,600 come from the Ragors, right? If they weren't real people. That's not the only mystery, by the way, that surrounds his money. Amendments to his finance forms this week for his latest campaign indicated that a $700,000 donation to his latest campaign in Long Island, that the lawmaker claimed was a loan from him, did not come from him at all. Huh. Where did it come from? Where did this mysterious $700,000 donation come from? No idea. No idea. Santos couldn't come from him. He was making $55,000 a year before launching DeVolder. That was in 2021, the DeVolder organization. Now, other things, by the way, that he can't answer about the DeVolder organization is how he funded this company that had absolutely no websites, no products, no customers, no assets, no nothing, and somehow he made it's $10 million. That's what they make in dividends. Lots of money going through DeVolder. And how it upped his salary to $750,000, to which he then loaned $700,000 to his campaign. And then why the DeVolder organization, if it was making so much bank, bringing in so much money, why he dissolved it soon after. Weird. Lots of questions here. And then on Wednesday, by the way, Santos insisted to reporters that he wasn't personally involved in amending the campaign finance reports. Well, if it wasn't him, who did? Who amended those reports then? Who else would have access to the campaign reports? And why would they do it without his permission? Look, you're seeing this lie after lie after lie. It keeps getting stacked up, one on top of the other. And, lies do not make a good foundation. They tend to crack, break easily. Everything falls down in on itself. But here's another hilarious one. Santos's campaign committee also told federal regulators on Wednesday that it had hired a new treasurer. What happened to the old one? Well, I don't know. But apparently the man it named said, I'm not actually the treasurer. I didn't accept the job. I'm not the treasurer. So, wait. The campaign's like, hey, do you want to work for us? No. Welcome aboard. Oh, I just told you no. I don't actually work for you. I said no. Here's your new job duties. By the way, federal investigators are probably going to want to talk to you. No, it's pathological. This man, look, there's something deeply wrong with him. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something mentally wrong with him. I don't know. Like, he's actually literally incapable of telling the truth. I have no idea. But here's the thing. These lies are so outrageous, and there's so many of them. He might actually get in trouble for them. Look, I know, skeptical, right? But the Washington Post reported on Friday the Department of Justice had told the Federal Election Commission to hold off on any civil enforcement action regarding possible Santos campaign violations. So now you might think, wait a minute, Department of Justice is saying don't go after George Santos? Why? Turns out there might be a reason. See, look, the FEC was originally looking into Santos, again, for civil issues, right? When that happens, well, there's barely any punishment. They can never really even agree on actually doing any enforcement. Again, half of the FEC is Republicans who are like, oh, no, no limits on campaign finance. We should get all the money. all the dark money, all the light money, just all the money. Just funnel it into our pockets right now. You can do whatever you want. That's it. They're like, oh, this is too obvious. And there's so many like actual legal ways to do corruption in this country. If you're doing it the most obvious illegal way, then we're going to have to do something. But now the Department of Justice is like, no, I think we're going to do some criminal stuff. Because this is looking real bad. Real bad. And so, look, George Santos, while we normally see rich people get away with just about everything, especially when it comes to campaign finance crimes, Santos could be an exception. George Santos is not a powerful figure in Republican politics. He's a noob. He's barely been in office. And you already have Republicans that are calling on him to resign. Kevin McCarthy, of course, standing by George Santos, 100%. But he did give one condition if he got in trouble, got charged with criminal stuff. Well, now here's the Department of Justice. That said, do I believe McCarthy? Not entirely. Let's be fair. That said, there are a lot of Republicans who are super embarrassed to have George Santos. And it's because of how shamelessly and openly he lies. The most ridiculous lies. But then again, it's not just about the most ridiculous lies either. Donald Trump has told many shameless lies. And they stand by him, or did stand by him, until recently. But here's how it breaks down. I think the amount of trouble that you can get into as a Republican, I think, is directly proportional as to how much power and influence you actually have in the party. How much the base is actually with you. Add to that, if you're able to intimidate Democratic politicians. In this case, George Santos ain't intimidating nobody. So I think he's probably, or maybe, again, I'm being careful about this, he might be one of the few, if this turns out to be true, and there turns out to be actual campaign finance violations that have been done on George Santos's behalf, he might be one of the first, or I should say one of the few, to actually face consequences